Santos here in wonderful Stockton, California. Friday morning, I'm getting ready to make this, well, I don't know if this is going to be a short micro speech, but we're going to talk about happiness, and we're going to talk about developing a pattern, creating a new pattern to be happier every single day as much as possible. Do you want to be happy every single day as much as possible? Do you want to learn how you can create momentum in your life to be able to get yourself to that state of total happiness every single day? That's what we're going to talk about in this video. Now, first of all, I want to say that for some people to be completely happy every single day is very difficult. It's not impossible, but it's very difficult. And it starts out with a decision. You got to build a foundation in your life. In order to get somewhere in life, obviously, you have to know where you're going. And your happiness, what contributes to your happiness, if you're not happy right now, if you can't get up every morning and look in the mirror and smile at yourself and say nice things to the image in the mirror, then obviously you have you've got some roadblocks. You've got some things that are happening in your life that it can prevent you or will continue to prevent you from being happy. Now, there's many ways that we can arrive to this place where we create momentum, that we can continually grow, that will benefit our happiness every single day. It starts with a decision, number one. It does start with a decision. You got to want something. You are not going to achieve anything in life unless you truly want that thing. And for some people, I know in my life, I've been through, as a child, I've gone through some horrible trauma. I've been through many different kinds of abuses, and not just as a child, but even as I was growing up. There were many things that I went through, many different types of experiences that left footprints in my mindset, footprints in my subconscious. Today we call them belief systems, we call them paradigms, we call them hypnotic states, right? I believe in positive hypnotism. I hypnotize myself every single day to be in a peak state. And it's very rewarding. It took me a while to get to where I am today. It did take me a while because I study, I am into self-mastery. Excuse me. I'm into self-mastery, obviously. I do a lot of visualization. I do a lot of different things, a lot of rituals. But something that I have not really mentioned in my videos, in order for you to become happy, it does take a decision, and it takes self-interrogation. You got to look at yourself. You got to look at your life. You should be looking at the blessings in your life. I know that most people look at the things that are missing or the things that they want. And we get this idea that when we get to those things and when we achieve those things, we're going to be happier. That is not truth. You can be happy even in the midst of a difficult situation. It's really about the mindset. It's really about your focus, and it's really about determination. Every single day when you get up, every single day, and you build a habit, that habit turns into patterns, and it creates paradigms that you begin to operate on. We want to be operating on I call it autopilot, right? Once you create momentum in your life and you keep that momentum, you maintenance that momentum, it just continues to grow and grow and grow. It gets easier, just like anything that you didn't know and you had to learn. Driving a car, riding a bike, tying your shoes, building relationships, raising children. Boy, isn't that a toughie. It's hard to make a decision. It's really hard to make a decision when you have, people call it baggage. And that's just another name. It's kind of an ugly name, right? Baggage. People carry baggage. We have mental baggage. That mental baggage, it comes from our childhood. It comes from our parents. It comes from our ancestors. It comes from us continually making bad decisions. And it's really hard to be happy when you're making horrible mistakes, when maybe you work in a job that you don't like. You're having to do things every single day that you feel very uncomfortable with. And not only that, you put yourself in a state every day. If we watch negative news, if we watch a lot of the news, it's very negative. I do watch a little bit. I keep up with what's going on with Korea and Trump. But I don't get too much into these other programs. I don't watch TV. I do a little bit of reading on the computer, blogs. You listen to negative, there's music out there that is very, very depressing. And then we have our friends, right? Our friends that are full of drama. They come around and they want to share their juicy gossip and all this other stuff that's just dripping with sin and why they can't do this, and this relationship that they got into, and this other habit that they're trying to break, all this other stuff. Or we go to negative environments. We go into these places that are not healthy for us. We're not going to be happy if that is our daily plan of activity or daily plan of action, DPOA. Obviously that is not conducive to happiness. You got to begin to shift a lot of those areas, and you got to begin to change those areas to create an atmosphere that's going to actually help you develop happiness. But it really starts with a decision. And one of the most difficult things for people to overcome is trauma and abuse. When we beat ourselves up, when we can't forgive ourselves, when we can't look into the mirror and say nice things to ourselves in the mirror, it's going to be virtually, well, not virtually, it's going to be impossible to be happy. It's going to be an impossibility to really create a momentum. We have to deal with all of these things in our life. We have to deal with the trauma. We have to be willing to forgive. We have to be willing to forgive people. We have to be willing to forgive ourselves. I think more than anybody, it's easier to forgive people, but I think it's a little bit more challenging to forgive ourselves. We carry so much guilt and shame, things that we've tried to do, mistakes, and then all of the voices. We hear the phrases of people that have condemned us. You know, they've called us names, or they've done whatever to try to belittle us, and we carry all of that stuff in our head. In our subconscious, it gets really deep down in there. It's a record, like I say in my other videos, that record that continues to play over and over and over. How in the world are you going to be happy? Well, I'm going to say it again. It is a decision. It is a choice. It's going to take courage. It's going to take some changes. It's going to take, as a matter of fact, study happiness. If you want to be happy, study happiness. I was thinking about this earlier. Smiling is a form of becoming happier. You can actually begin to smile every single day, and that will contribute to your happiness. But more importantly, you got to remember that happiness is a state of mind. Happiness is a pattern of thinking. It's actually a hypnotic state, a positive hypnotic state that we can put ourselves into when we are doing the rituals. Our daily plan of action has to be an atmosphere, creating an atmosphere that's going to add to the decision that we make to be happy. We gotta choose it every single day. Today's gonna be, obviously today's a new day, and it's 3:30 in the morning. I haven't gone to bed. I've been brainstorming this evening, just doing things, and that's how my mind works. And knowing who you are, knowing where you're going in life, perfecting that contributes to creating an atmosphere. So I'm going to wrap up this video. I may make another one. Number one, you got to be determined in your mind that you want to be happy. Number two, you got to set yourself apart and begin looking at your life. You got to look at some of the things that are surrounding you, the things that you're doing, the places that you're going, the people that you're associating with. Maybe you haven't forgiven yourself for the way that you beat yourself up last week for the mistake that you made. Or maybe you have to forgive somebody that did you wrong. And I know that's not an easy thing to do. Forgiveness is not an easy thing. But if you want to be happy, you're going to have to make up your mind. There's nothing you can do about the past. There's nothing you can do about the things that you went through except learn from them and forgive yourself. If you can't forgive yourself, it's going to be impossible for you to be happy, because you're going to carry that baggage with you everywhere you go. A bad job, a car you drive that you're not happy with. You know, again, we could be in a position in life that is not conducive, but if we begin to change our mindset, that's going to impact these areas. It's going to help us accept the difficulties and look at the blessings, and we can move on from there. It's like you're going to become more successful. If you're happier in life, you're going to be willing to learn. You're going to educate yourself. You're going to grow. Your mindset is going to elevate. The paradigms are going to be optimized. It's going to make a difference. You attract the right people. You go to the right places. You watch better programming, videos such as this one that's going to help you to think. And I encourage you to take notes every time that you come to our YouTube channel and you watch our micro speeches. You should be taking notes, because ideas will come to you to help you establish your plan. Ultimately, it's you that's going to have to do this. Nobody else is going to make you happy. Not a car. You can have what do they call those cars? Not the Bentleys, but the Rolls Royce. You can have a Rolls Royce. You can live in a mansion. You can have tons of money in the bank. I'm reminded of Robin Williams, who recently committed suicide. The guy was depressed. He was unhappy. He had everything that the world could offer. And there's many others. He's not the only one. He's just an example. I lost a friend not too long ago, committed to a young lady friend of mine, a daughter of a friend of mine. She was like 22, 23 years old, committed suicide with pills and some wine. Locked herself in a room and choked to death. And 23, 24 years of age, and dealing with depression and many other things, I'm sure. So again, I've already shared with you what it's going to take. It is possible for you to be happy. It is possible, but you're going to have to be willing to muster the courage every single day to make a decision, to make the changes. Change that daily plan of activity, as I said, the POA, and once you get some momentum going in your life, you keep that momentum going. And smile as much as possible. Once you get into smiling and it starts to become a habit, it feels weird when you're not smiling. It's like the muscles in your face and your nervous system tells you, hey, you're not smiling. And smiling does make you happy. It contributes to that daily plan of activity. So that's how you're going to create momentum to be happier every single day, just like me, soldier of self-mastery. I can tell you honestly, everything around me is not perfect, but everything in my head and in my being, in my soul, I'm super grateful every single day, especially to my Creator who enables me to be able to do everything that I do. Same thing for you. It's all by grace. The only reason why you can do what you're doing is by God, the Creator's grace. There's no other, well, that's the way I see it. So with that said, comment, subscribe, like, and share. Share this video if it makes sense, if it's helped you out, if it helps you to get happier. Share this video. I'm sure there's other people that want to hear about happiness and how to get there. So share this micro speech and subscribe. That being said, I will see you on my next video on the inside with some different content. Remember to make every single day a super fantastic, terrific, over the top day. I'm done. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.